This first group of paintings we're going to look at today at American Academy's Tet Art Show is group of 7 paintings from the group of 7 artists from Canada. Let's take a look. This first one done by Harper is done by J.E.H. MacDonald. It's called Lake MacArthur, 1924. The major change he made on it was the color of the lake. This next one was done by Matoki. Franklin Carmichael did the original. It's called Lake Wabagasik, done in 1928. And she added sunrise in the background, coming up over the mountain, was her major change. Teen's Shoreline by Emily Carr. His version had a pod of elephants beached on the sand. Nee's version of A.J. Casson's October Morning. And in her version, she added a great blue heron, which was a feature in another famous painting by A.J. Casson, which he added into this one. These paintings are all 100 by 100 centimeters, very large canvases. They worked all semester on them, put in a lot of effort. Here's another Emily Carr called Pastiche. She was associated, she wasn't officially in the group of 7, but she was associated with the group. She worked out of Vancouver, whereas the rest of the artists in the group of 7 all came out of Toronto. Stormy Weather Georgian Bay by Frederick Varley. And in her edition, she changed the color of the water to make it darker, and she added actual lighthouse that's not in the original, but that is an actual lighthouse that is in Georgian Bay in a different location. Here's Luke's modern version of the Toronto skyline. He left school. He was going to add red maple leaf superimposed on the top, but he left school, so it never got finished. But it looks good the way it is. He worked from a photograph of the Toronto skyline. Toronto skyline at sunset. And 1920s, when the group of 7 started, they all worked together at Grip Limited, and they were all worked together in a two-dimensional design firm, and they used to go out painting on the weekend. This is Harry's version of North Shore Lake Superior, Old Stump, done by Lauren Harris, who was the financial backing and a key member of the group of 7. And this painting sold for a record $5 million, and it's the highest selling group of 7 painting at auction in history. Another Lauren Harris, this one done by Adam, called Baffin Island. When he gave his presentation, it came out in the research that Baffin Island is the 5th largest island in the world. I did not know that. Interesting fact. About Keem's really large 125 centimeter Tom Thompson. The Jack Pine, very famous painting, is 25 centimeters bigger than the other canvases. Put a lot of extra effort, a lot of time to get this just right. Tom Thompson died before he could officially be admitted into the group of 7. Died in a drowning accident. Another Tom Thompson, West Wind, done by Qua. Sophie's Arthur Lismer near Cheticamp, Nova Scotia, 1940. Julian's J.E.H. MacDonald Autumn Maple with the reflection in the water, the house and the trees. Kevin's Arthur Lismer Evening Silhouette Georgian Bay. The clouds moving in and the reflection in the water. And the trees, which are so prominent in Group of 7 paintings. Paul's J.E.H. MacDonald, Lake O'Hara, 1929. And Paul added a deer into the painting, which is not present in the original. Hans Franklin Carmichael, Mirror Lake, 1929. She worked so hard to get the colors and the tones just right on the water for the reflection. Julie's Franklin Carmichael, Lone Lake. Very interesting with the clouds coming in on an angle. And Tao's Lauren Harris, Pine Tree and Red House, Winter City. And she's going to add a dog in the lower right corner, Alaskan Husky. We still got a little bit more work to do on that one. Now we'll go down and take a look at the paintings at the other end of the hallway. Stop here to show you the middle school art project. Figure drawings done to scale. They just completed. 3 different tables, 3 different poses. I have to try to draw it exactly to scale. Good job on that. And over here, another middle school project. 1-point perspective drawings. Aerial perspective drawings. Now in this section of the hallway, we have some op art paintings up here. These were done last year, not part of the show this year. These are on permanent display. The students donate their paintings to the school to beautify the campus. Here is Dwung's Theo van Doesburg, the originator of DeStijl, which means the style, sometimes referred to as neoplasticism. He put in many hours to get that just correct. Here's Summers' version of Vilmos Huizar's composition with white head. And in hers, she thought the head was hard to read in the original, so she added an eye, a rectangle, a square for the eye and a rectangle for the mouth. Make it a little more easier to read, to find. Tammy's Bolotowski, and she made this based on 2 paintings by Bolotowski, Abstraction in 1940 and City Rectangle in 1948. And she combined both those paintings that you see there at the bottom into one. Kenny, another Theo van Doesburg, who was the originator, along with Mondrian, of DeStijl, or neoplasticism. She just finished it yesterday, just in time for the show. There's Jax Bolotowski, large architectural, done in 1951, and it is large. Have to put it on a chair because it didn't fit on an easel. Put a lot of hours into that one. Here's Quox Mondrian, my favorite Mondrian, Victory Boogie Woogie, done in 1944, his last painting. My theory is that he didn't finish it because they found it in his studio after he died covered with tape. And there's areas in the corner, it should be displayed like this. It's a diamond displayed painting, so it should be actually displayed like this. When it's finished, that's the way we'll hang it on the wall. Work in progress, got a little bit of work to go. He was absent the last 2 weeks of school, so it didn't quite get finished. We're going to finish it up this semester. Here's Selena's very ambitious diptych double painting. Another Bolotowski, double diamond, done in 1949. And we're going to have to attach the two canvases together for display purposes. Now we're moving on to Suprematism in Russia. And this one is an Elizitsky, who is associated with Suprematism and Constructivism in Russia, beat the whites with a red wedge. She translated the Russian in the original into English. Very nice. Here's Benjis Kazimir Malevich, the father of Suprematism, the creator of Suprematism. Supremacist number 58, 1916. He really changed made the green much brighter. He used collage to reposition some of the geometric elements to make it his own creation. Here's Kevin's Chesnik, Ilya Chesnik, Suprematist composition, 1923. And he really, on this one, he changed the black background and made it more of a space feel with some galaxies in the background and more blues instead of the black. Give it a more Star Wars feel. There's Keen's Olga Rosanova, non-objective composition, Suprematism, 1916. And he used collage to change the original. He kept the same shapes, and then he worked on it for several class periods, rearranging it, trying different positions until he found one that he liked, glued it down, and then reproduced it. Added in some texture in the background for further interest. Here's Min's Lazar Kaidekel, City of the Future, 1925. Very hard to take an architectural draft, an architectural drawing, and recreate it in acrylic on canvas. And the final painting, Wendy's Alexandra Exter, Blue, Black, and Red from 1918. And she just finished yesterday. Stayed till 6 o'clock to get the last finishing touches in her canvas. She also used collage to change some of the elements. And a lot of these students had to change also going from rectangular format to square. They wanted to work large size canvas. We had large square canvas. And so that necessitated using collage to spread things out to fill the space so there wouldn't be voids along the edges. And so that's Suprematism, DeStijl, and Group of 7. Do you have a favorite?